This lesson is all about linear graphs. If you can get your title, grade and date into your book, making sure you've underlined your title. What you'll be given in an exam is something like this. So we've got the equation y equals 2x plus 1. Whenever you're asked to draw a graph like this, the best thing you can do is a small table of values. Now for all of the questions today, I'm going to suggest that you use x values going from -3 up to 3. It might ask for something slightly different in the exam, but this does tend to be the favourite for the examiners. If you want to work out what numbers go into the table, I would advise you start with the positive numbers. So if we start with 3, all we do is take each number one at a time and put it into the little equation. So if we start with 3, as I said, 2x would mean we'd do 2 times whatever x is, so in this case 2 times 3, which is 6, plus 1 gives us 7, so I put 7 just there underneath the 3. We then do the same thing with 2. So if x is 2, we would do 2 times 2, which is 4, plus 1 gives us 5. So I put the number 5 underneath 2. X is 1 next time, so we do 2 times 1, that's 2, plus 1 is 3. For 0, well 2 times nothing, that's 0, plus 1 is 1. Now one little trick that we've got, especially for linear graphs, is that we may notice a pattern. Here the numbers are going down by 2 each time. That pattern continues. This is because it is a linear graph. So whenever the x value goes down by 1, the y value will go down by the same amount each time as it has over here. So if I go down by another 2, that will give me -1, -3 and -5. What we now need to do is draw the graph. So here is a very quickly constructed set of axes. One thing you may want to just quickly check, you always need to make sure that your axes cross at 0. The numbers going up the side of your axis have the lines of your book going through them. And you need to make sure that when you put -1 on the x-axis, that you need to try and keep it as evenly spaced as you can. So if that is 1 square going from 0 to 1, this is also just 1 square going from 0 to -1. We then plot these points onto the graph. So we've got the first coordinate is 3, 7. So we read it almost as if the numbers are on top of each other there. So 3, 7, we go along to 3, up to 7, small dot, just there. The next coordinate is 2, 5, so I go along to 2, up to 5, and a little dot. 1, 3, so that means I go along to 1 and up to 3, and a dot. 0, 1, remember 0, 1 means we don't go left or right, up to 1, and a dot there. Try and get it onto the axis if you can. -1, -1, so that gives us a little dot just there. -2, -3, so I go along to -2, down to -3, place my dots, and then the final coordinate is -3, -5, so along to -3, down to -5, and a dot. What you should notice is that all of your points should form a straight line, so we now need to get a ruler and join them all together. Obviously yours won't have the slight inaccuracies that mine does, because you're doing this on squared paper, which is a lot better than the line paper I've got here. One thing just to look out for is the fact that you need to make sure you have labelled your axes. In recent years, exams have actually penalised you if you have not put the x and y on. So you do need to make sure you've put x and y on your axes. You should now be able to complete all of section 1 on the linear graph worksheet. just one thing to look out for. You do need to make sure that whenever you are given a graph, it is in the form y equals before you can start doing the linear graph. Good luck.